Hello and welcome to the HeatWave demo series. In this demo, we will see how HeatWave exports query results to object storage, and we will see Lakehouse incremental load in action. We prepared this demo by loading a TPCH dataset from object storage into HeatWave Lakehouse. And here, the fact table line item contains around 180 million rows, and orders contains 45 million rows. Now I run a typical analytical query where I sum the total price of all orders before 97, grouped by month and year. As you can see, the result contains data from 1992 until 96, so the result contains 60 rows. Next, I want HeatWave to write the result to my object storage bucket. That bucket currently only contains one empty file. Now for this, I rerun the query with the int to out file syntax with parameters which tell HeatWave where and how to write the result. We use the JSON parameter format where we specify a par, a pre-authenticated request, and we instruct HeatWave to add a header and store the result in CSV format. Refreshing our bucket, we find the new CSV file with a random UUID as prefix. In the file, we see the CSV header and the complete query result. Note that HeatWave supports more output formats, for instance, text and Parquet. Now let's import that file back into HeatWave by creating a Lakehouse table which uses this object storage folder as source. The HeatWave load command makes this step quite easy. We just need to provide some more information like the new table name and what kind of input files to expect. HeatWave load infers the schema from the files, estimates table size and load time, and then accordingly creates the table and loads the data from the files into it. The HeatWave load output shows lots of useful information. For instance, we see that all 4 columns are offloadable. We see the memory footprint on the HeatWave clusters, and we get a query to see the actual DDL statements. Finally, it shows a summary which also tells you the actual load duration. From the show query table command, we can see that HeatWave load properly added the object storage source in the DDL. And looking at the data in the new LH summary table, we can confirm that all data was actually loaded. To demonstrate the incremental load capability, we will now run the analytical query for the year 1997 and then add the result from object storage back into table LH summary. First, we write the result back to the same par. We see the new file in the bucket, this time prefixed with another random UUID, and it contains the data for all months from 1997. Next, we run HeatWave load with the option to incrementally load data from its object storage location. HeatWave will add the data from this newly added file to the table. And as we see, the data from year 1997 is now also available. This concludes our HeatWave demo for query result export and Lakehouse incremental load.